So I'm going to do this ceremony that brings up the bands of protection. It brings it up from the earth and down from the heavens into the heart, this energy. And I'm going to teach you the bands of protection. Because if you're walking through the world without protection, you're opened up to all different forms of what I call energy vampires. People that can come in and grab your energy and take it from you. And so I'm going to teach you how to put these bands of protection around you so that when you're walking in your right Aini, which is right relationship to Pachamama in the earth, you have the ability to keep your own energy within you and no one comes along and takes it from you. Because if people truly understand where energy came from, they can bring their energy up through the earth and down through the heavens into their heart, down through the sun. Pachamama and Great Spirit come together and they come in the heart. And that's where all of that energy is built. And in the third chakra, in the Eastern culture, it's called the Kundalini. You have it in that part of holding it through the Kundalini up, and you bring it into Chi. It's called Chi, and you hold that energy of Chi inside you. And no matter what name you give it, whether it comes from an indigenous culture in Peru or it comes from the Eastern culture of Thailand and Buddha, it's all the same thing. It just has different names. And so you bring your energy into your energy field and you bring it into who you are in right relationship. And then you have it and you take it out in the world and you create with it. Now other people who do not know how to get their energy will actually try to come to you and say, oh, I don't know what it is this person has, but I want part of it. And they'll suck it. I'm going to show you how to put it around you. And that's what the ceremony is about. It's about bringing the bands of protection. I'm going to go through the ceremony and then I'm going to share with you a little later what went on in the ceremony. So I've opened up directions and I did it with my flute today. I didn't bring my rattle. Sometimes I do it with a drum, sometimes I do it with my rattle. Today I did the flute ceremony and opened up all the directions to the south, which is serpent, to the west, which is jaguar, and then to the north, which is hummingbird, and then I went to eagle in the east. And so that's what I've got. And here is my mesa. A full-carried shaman with a mesa has the ability to take these great stones that come from the earth, and they've been all blessed in sacred ceremony as I took my journey around the medicine wheel. And when I took the journey around the medicine wheel, I accumulated these stones that now go in my mesa. This is an open mesa. It's very sacred to share an open mesa. Hi, welcome to the Mosaic Healing Gardens. This is Christy Ellen, the Mosaic Shaman. And I'm sitting in my favorite chair today. So if I'm moving a little bit, I'll try to hold still, but I love this hammock because I can sit out here and listen to the birds, and it's under this beautiful tree, and the beautiful gardens that's surrounded by beautiful trees. Today I want to share with you about the shaman work that I do. I am a shaman practitioner, and I studied in Peru and also in Park City with a great teacher named Alberto Velados of the Four Winds. And I want to explain to you about what the shaman practice is about because I use it in my healing work. It's one of the tools that I use with my clients. I am a full mesa carrying shaman, which means my mesa has gone through the medicine wheel, which is the 4 directions on the shaman medicine wheel. And for the Peruvian shaman, that means you start in the south with serpent. Serpent is about shedding your skin, letting those things go that do not serve you anymore, and it starts in the first chakra area. It is our connection to the earth. It's in the Kundalini when you talk to yoga experts about yoga. And in that place, you have to let go of what's not working in your life. And it's the start on the medicine wheel. The problem about staying in the direction of the south is that you can become very self-centered. It's all about you because it is about survival. It's about food, shelter, getting your needs met. And then you move up the medicine wheel, which also moves up the chakras, into the second and third chakra, which takes you into the direction of the west, which is jaguar. And jaguar is about birth and death. And I know a shaman will be known to say that if he's eaten by a jaguar, he knows he's going to come back as flowers. His life never really ends. And so in that direction of jaguar, you're about couplehood too. So you're about mating, and you're about moving into, it's not just about you, and you have your family, your pride, your couple, your mate. Jaguar, which is direction of the west, that is all about couplehood. And it's about knowing that when you die, you're going to be born again. So there's certain things in your life you have to let die to be reborn. One of the experiences that just happened in my life recently that really brought that to mind is that my grandson was born. And then my dad died 2 months later. So there was a birth and a death, and there was a sadness and there was a joy. And then I also got an invitation to be on this radio show, Voice America, which we're going to talk about, the Voice America Internet Radio on 7th Wave. And I was invited to that, which was really exciting. It was a new birth, and then my relationship of 6 months ended. So there was a letting go. And then when you can move into Jaguar, you're able to let things go, knowing that things really don't die. When a shaman's eaten by a jaguar, he knows he's going to come back with his flowers, that there's no real end to it. And then we move on to the direction of the north on the medicine wheel, which is Hummingbird. And Hummingbird is about ancestors. It's about those who went before and those who will come after us. It's also about where you go to get nectar. You know the right places to receive nectar. Who are the people that you communicate with? Who do you share your knowledge with? Who do you share your understanding with? If something really good's happening to your life and you go out to the people who are going to tell you that it's not going to work and why it doesn't work, they're going to feed that thought of negativity that you can't do it. But if you go to the people that are in your family group, the people you've created in your life that say, yeah, go for it, walk through your fear, then you're going to accomplish what you want. And so when you move into that area of Hummingbird, it resides in the throat, in the voice, the ability to talk. And when you are in the voice of Jaguar, which you spoke about, is in your courage center. It's what gives you the power to talk. It's identity, who you are. And then you move up on the fourth direction of the medicine wheel, which is the east, which is Eagle Condor. And when you're in Eagle Condor, you're in the highest elevated state that you can go above your problems and look down on them. So you can see the solutions without being part of the problem anymore. It puts you in a higher consciousness. Eagle Condor flies tip to tip with Great Spirit. It has the communication to hear things from a higher source. If you can get into that direction of the east when you're working with yourself and others, as a shaman I have to be in that direction to work cleanly with somebody. And cleanly means that I'm not caught up in their stories. I'm able to help them see their stories and move out of it. So when you're in Eagle Condor, you are out of the problem and you are no longer part of the problem, but you can see the solution. And so that is the directions on the medicine wheel. And then of course we connect with Pachamama, the Great Mother, the Great Earth. That's the yin-yang balance of the feminine. She's the feminine. And the Great Spirit is the masculine. The Great Spirit that gives life to everything and gives life to all of us. So when I work with my mesa, I work with the elements of the medicine wheel. And as a shaman, I can do things like go back and rewrite the stories for you. I do past life regressions, which means you may have had incidents that happened in this lifetime. Even if you don't believe in past lives, you have had many lifetimes up until this point in your life. You've had many stories that were created from experiences that you've had. And I help you go in there and take those stories and be able to change them. And a past life regression is to go in and just heal the time that you left the earth. And when you left the earth in a past life, you may have left the earth with an agreement with God. An agreement that God give me this and I'll do this. And even in this lifetime you're making agreements all the time. Get me out of this mess I got into and I promise to do this. And sometimes you do what you're promising to do and sometimes you don't. But you have this agreement that you can rewrite with God. Rewriting contracts. You can go in and say, you know, the contract I made at 7 years old is not working right now at my age of 54. So that's also kind of about rewriting stories because our brain develops between the ages of 1 and 7. And a lot of our lives are being run by that child between the age of 7. So we're going to talk about rewriting the stories, and we're going to use shaman work, and we're going to do rewriting through past life regressions. We're going to do soul retrievals because in an experience in your life, you leave part of yourself there. When you have an experience, whether it be happy or sad, you leave part of your emotional self there. And as a shaman, I go back with my clients and help them retrieve those parts of themselves so they can live a whole, complete life right now. Again, so you're not running your life through a 14-year-old, a 21-year-old, or the first relationship, love relationship you had, and that story's going over and over in your head. And now the new relationship you're trying to get into is being based on what happened to you in that relationship. And that's what we're going to do here on the radio show on Welcome to the Mosaic Gardens, Creating New Life Stories on Voice America's 7th Wave Radio every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So come and join me as we create new stories, and I give you tools and show you on each episode on how to create the life of your dreams. Thank you. Christy Ellen, the Mosaic Shaman. You can find me on soulhealerspath.com.